right now?
At the moment, I'm watching a lot.
A lot.
I'm using a Crunchyroll membership that is not mine.
Oh
But yeah.
yes, I'm doing the same, except that I'm also paying for it.
Are you looking at any of the solo leveling parts? I know that's been coming out and this seems pretty hype.
Yeah, I started reading it years ago and now I'm watching the anime. But I also finally caught up in Jujutsu Kaisen because I was not watching the newest season, but now I did.
Oh yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, that's a banger. Okay, guys, I'm getting death threats here on DMs from Barack Ogumba already. Stop talking about weeb stuff. Okay, we will be moving on, guys. So, firstly, there's a new split of SLE. We have split 6, and Lina, how do you feel about split 6? You were in the mod team, as far as I know, unless you got kicked this exact moment. What has been going on with the mod team during this season? Can you go us through some of the process in creating this hopefully wonderful upcoming split?
I think we learned a lot because last split was we called it test split and many oopsies happened there and I think we learned in some ways for sure. So I think in this season there's like a lot of work put into and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
What is something you feel like last split that you didn't feel like it went well that you feel like you've improved upon this time? Like just as a curiosity, I guess, for the viewers, like something that went kind of bad last time, and what did you do this split 6 to, like a change you did to improve that? I know, for example, the format has changed, right, with the super weekends.
Yeah, but format is not my thing. Like, if there was a meeting and they were starting to talk about format, and I was just like, spacing out, and someone asked me, like, don't ask me, I will not tell you anything about this. So, format is not my thing. If anything, don't blame me. I did not decide.
Okay, but has there been any change you pushed for? Have you, or are you just running this league with your
You
full
just keeping the
control?
leash on Linus and the other boys. You just like, oh, hold them back, hold them back.
I think we discussed about the roster thing a lot with the ELO, and it's so hard when you have like 6, 7 people, I have no clue, in a call, and you're discussing about something, and then there's people that are like, yeah, we should open it for higher ELO, and others like, no, we want to keep it low, and then like finding an agreement is really hard. So I'm glad that somehow we managed to do it, even though people will always be unhappy, but you know.
I mean, on the overall, right, you have 24 teams in the current split, which I like. I was, if you think about the format change specifically of ELO, the thing that would be scary, right, is if you didn't have enough teams coming in. But 24 teams, I feel like that's almost a success for that type of rule change.
Yeah, and they all look pretty like good, and close to each other either way. So I think it's kind of balanced. I mean, for sure there are some teams that are a bit lower, and some teams that are a bit higher. But then overall, I'm
Yeah, like it will
excited.
be like, yeah, I mean, it should hopefully bring a more equal competition, right? Like it's most teams will be in hopefully like a similar range of competition. So it will be more exciting to watch all the games.
Yeah, I hate watching games where I already know which team will win. So I hope not this season.
Yeah,
Yes,
when
and
I'm
we
talking
got
about
a lot of those games last split, as we've seen. There's also, as Hacks mentioned before, the Super Weeks. I know you didn't say anything about format, but like, do you know any of the talks on how we came to this conclusion of Super Weeks? Yes, I think from the outside, that's very hype. I like it. I like it. I
I
know.
love it. Yeah, I love the Super Weekend. I think it's super hype.
I
Yeah, I
know.
think that was the reason for it, to make it hype, because last split it was kind of, it felt like at the beginning lots of people were watching, and then to the finally, which is, it's like the main event, less people created stuff, watched stuff, were active, and I think they kind of wanted to avoid that and make it like more entertaining by adding these weeks. So
Yes, Hacks, you get your one final question about the format, about the moderation work. Do you have anything in particular you want to ask, or you want us to move on?
I think I can move on for now, for sure.
Yes, so before we talk about the upcoming season, I want to ask Lina, what's the particular reason you are not playing this split? I know we talked backstage, but walk us through. Why
um,
is Lina, the playoffs MVP from last split, not playing?
um last split, I really wanted to play with my team, and then unfortunately we disbanded, and then I got subbed in once. And since then, I was like, yeah, I could play in a team, but I was also too lazy to like look for a team.
I mean, you should look for a team. The D1's a slayer. You should definitely look for a
And
team.
Hey,
now
I
I'm
still
playing
think
hey,
you
like
should change
don't
it.
say that word live, man. Don't say it. It's cursed.
It's cursed, okay, but
and now I'm playing Prime League with like a kind of low team. They're really nice, but it's like they're 6, and I'm just there flaming people because I'm unhappy, because I feel pressured, because I'm highest elo, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did I get here? I will never do that again. Next time I will play in a team that is higher than me, like elo-wise or even, so that I don't feel pressured when I have like a gold jungler and I'm like, fuck, I have to win my lane. And then the enemy jungler comes and it's like, no. But yeah. But this split, I got asked the question yesterday already if I will like sub in or something this split, and I was like, yeah, probably one of the like German teams will ask me to sub in because last season it always happened. Also happens. I was, not planning to play last split either, and then I just got asked. But unfortunately, I'm not a veteran, which people joked about it. I'm still not happy about it. And due to that, I have to play 50 games, and my main account has 4 games at this point, so I'm not eligible to play.
That is a bit strange. I mean, isn't the running joke is always that you are a veteran, no? Or
No,
if I
I'm not a
recall,
veteran. That's the
you're not
joke.
a veteran. You're
I
not.
have 9 games out of 10
Oh yeah,
last
yeah.
split.
I mean, I guess we gotta go pull a call to Linus here, and I'm sure the mod team can probably make some changes real fast here to help Lina get into a team. Now the problem is maybe finding the roster, but I've heard that EV is looking for a new mid laner, so Lina, maybe that's your spot.
I mean, after this weekend, we might need a new top laner as well. I mean, we'll see how I do. I mean, I'm prime real estate, low elo, so I mean, maybe
I
we'll bring
mean,
in Lina instead.
we would question if I just typed randomly into like team changes, team updates, like Lina got added to this and this team. No one will care. So
I think a
I
lot of
could
teams would
probably
pick you
like
up.
smuggle myself in.
I mean, I think a lot of teams would pick you up. I don't know exact elos because I rarely watch OPGGs, but like, I think for this split, definitely, I think teams should look to pick you up.
So
That's just my
pick me
personal
up
opinion.
if I like you. I might play the 50 games for you.
You heard it first, folks. If you need a new mid, look for Lina.
And with that in mind, guys, we are of course going to be talking about the new split. We had a draw show last Tuesday, Hacks. You were on that said draw show and provided with some, I guess, decent insight. Depends on who you ask, I guess. But what are you guys thinking about these first weeks, or this first week, this Super Week? We know the matchups for the Saturday, and I just want you guys' opinion on which game are you looking forward to the most, except for your own games, of course, because it would be kind of weird if you look forward to other games more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, outside of EB then for me. But yeah, I think the dangerous game matchup I think will be quite hype. I have to remind myself, but I remember I was really hyped for the dangerous game matchup. See, yeah, Vitagen Pearl versus dangerous game. I think that matchup is quite like even. I think it will be interesting. Like I don't know the exact all the players on both rosters, if I recall. So like I think it'll be interesting to see the players that I haven't seen perform in that game. And I think those two rosters are quite solid. So that is one match I definitely will be looking forward to. Outside of that, I guess the Wacky versus Lynx because of the split 5 15k gold lead issue. And it's like a rematch of those two teams.
What about you, Lina? Is there any particular matchups you're looking forward to?
Mm, I mean, most of the teams are newcomers, so I guess the good two versus Eternal Blizzard because I remember who plays in there. So, but the Vecurers versus Lynx also says nice. I like these teams. One is biased and one is just nice roster.
What do you have any opinions on the matchups, Randy? Do you have any special matchup you look forward to this week or no?
I mean, I have to shout out my boy Lurks going up against Vitagen. Sadly, I've heard rumors that that game might not be going through, so maybe that's the most boring game of the week if we're unlucky. I hope they can solve that issue.
Wait, there's
Uh,
gonna be issue with players or they
I mean, it's Saturday. I heard some people are going out to create chaos in the street, so and Lurks might be one of them. I'm really looking forward to the game Peach, Fish, Woof versus Vitagen Diamond. It's two of my past teammates going up against each other, and it's kind of fun. It will be fun to see who will take the crown there. Shai is my former coach, plays top lane for Peach Fish, and we have the infamous Jonathan Isaac in the jungle, and everyone knows who was on my team. It's gonna be very fun to see if Peach Fish can do a setup there, and I'm really looking forward to that. With that in mind, guys, is there any teams you guys feel like, especially of these newcomers, you just want to say like, damn, I like this team. This is a team for me.
I mean, the Grubbers, man. The Grubbers, bro. You can't tell me there's a team with a better logo than the Grubbers, man.
Hello. I love the peach fish Woof logo. It's so cute. It's just a fucking fish and a peach.
I mean, the Grubbers are absolutely insane. I think Grubbers and like Shaka Bantu, but I think Shaka Bantu are not exactly newcomers. They do have Michi D, but everyone has name changed. So I think it's called Memnon now. But I think Shaka Bantu also looks quite nice. And if you look at Elos, like on the overall, they're quite high up. But yeah, you like the which one did you say, Lina? You like the
Peach Fish Woof logo.
Yeah,
and I'm really sad that Slim Odds is still not named Slime Odds. I'm honest with you. It makes me sad. They should rename and change the logo. They're missing a chance here, but it's okay.
Why not become the Crab Odds? They have like a crab right now, no?
Yeah, it just doesn't fit, you know. Just put a
You
slime
really
in
want
there
slime
and rename.
odds. You really want slime odds. Oh man. I mean, beyond those teams, Black Flag Sailors doesn't look too bad either. Like it's really hard, right? Because some rosters, like I know I talked a little bit about this in the draw show, but Gucci Yang having Paka role swap into jungle will be a very interesting team to see develop, right? Because he will be relatively new to the jungle, as far as I understand. And depending on how his role swap works, that will be either really good or really bad, right? So that team will be interesting. But they have some pretty good players. I just don't know, like role swapping to jungle is always a 50-50 coin toss, I feel like. Is it gonna go well or bad?
Not league, you know. It's just another not lane.
Yeah.
I mean, talking of role swaps as well, like we have a role swapper in the call here, God of Hacks. You will be playing top lane this split, and last split you were famous for your Milio Flashing Knight, and I want to ask you, like, how did you come to the conclusion that top lane, that's what I want to do?
I mean, for one, I'm poor, prime real estate, low elo. I usually don't have too many choices, right? I'm not like the highest player in the league or whatever. So I mostly looked for mid, but then one day basically Bavak tapped me up and was like, we got a thing going on, you want to play top? I was like, damn. And in previous seasons, like specifically for role swapping from support, going to support was much harder than this to go to top or other roles, because I have mostly played like everything except bot lane, I would say. It's like the lane I almost never played, because having two people in a lane always feels weird. So I played more jungle, top, mid than bot lane, I would say. So I'm more or less going back to something I know better. I used to play more mid, so I had to learn like a lot of matchup knowledge. But
how can you leave mid? Like here in this call, how can you leave mid?
Because I'm poor, Lina. I have two good teammates. They're better than me at the roles, and then I have to be poor. Plus, if you take Greasy from last split, for example, it's like how many people actually can like play support or like want to play support, right? And that was the issue for Greasy. They were like, we need a Swedish support, and then they were like, oh, where my boy Hacks at? Because I usually can play most roles basically, but support is my worst one. So, but they were like, oh, you gotta play support because the other ones didn't want to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a beggar. I'm a poor man. I get what I get the scraps, so to say. But yeah, so going to top feels really good overall.
I mean, as a mid laner, I just can't agree with it. Like top lane, I played top lane yesterday on my Smurf. I went 1-8 on Volibear. I realized this role sucks ass, and I'm playing it perfectly, still losing.
Yeah,
so
I remember your Sion. That was base. That was huge.
Dude, my Sion, that's something different. I'm undefeated on that champion, and when I make my comeback into the SLE, They shall know the wrath of my Scion. I'll beat Case Mace and take the title for best Scion of the entire server. I promise you.
The next Wacky Race tryouts, it's Rain D Sion versus Case Maze 1v1 battle. Who can get 10 deaths first? They take the crown and get to play on Wacky. God bless. The Bouse tryout.
Nice.
Perfect, everyone. We have now gone through some of the matchups, but there's one thing, like, I feel like there's one matchup I maybe deliberately told Hacks to not talk about, and of course, we're gonna go into our first segment now, and it's match of the week, and this week, to no one's surprise, the Shrekman's matchup of the week is none other than Good Shi Yin versus Eternal Blizzard. The former powerhouse Eternal Blizzard is going up against Good Shi Yin, who, as we all know, in that heartbreaking finals for Lina's Wacky Rates, took the split, and guys, let's be real. Are these the two beforehand favorites playing against each other in week 1 already, or what do you guys think about this matchup?
I mean, I wouldn't call us favorites yet. I feel like that is a Greasy Goblins angle where we get first in power ranking second week. That is all I'm gonna say. I think Yin are definitely favorites though, for sure. Like Yin's roster, I mean, you got Rusu. I would say Rusu arguably the best weak sider top laner in the league. Arguably, you could say Case Mace, I guess, but I think Rusu might be a little bit better. And then Yay L won the last split, right? You can't discredit him for that. Like, he won the last split. Kim Jensen, same story. Sanix on a third runner-up team. And then the only one I don't know the support. I think he's the only new one. I don't really recall the support, but I mean overall pretty stacked. Well, if you just count those players.
Lina, what do you feel? Is Hax just being too humble here? Is EB here to contend? Yes or no?
They are here to contend.
Damn!
Would you say the same about Gucci? Can Gucci also contend this split, or will we see the post-win hangover?
I think they got good players, but I think people are like, mumbling, but they're like, telling each other secretly that this Yin is worse than the Yin before, so.
Ooh.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, because
it makes sense to the
two of the players from the old Yin is straight up ranked capped out of the split, so I would be impressed if they were somehow still better by far, but yes, they are at paper worse, but I believe this matchup is, what we would call it, a banger, and I don't think we could have started off the split as good as with this matchup. So, guys, what are your predictions? God of Hacks, is it the freest 2-0 ever for Eternal Blizzard on Saturday, or what do you believe?
I mean, I'm gonna say 2-0, bro. I believe in my boys. I believe in my dogs. I think we're gonna pull out a 2-0. I believe. I have full faith in my squad.
Lina, why do you think that? Do you think Hacks is wrong first of all, or what is your prediction for this game? Will it be a 2-0 for EB, or is your gut telling you something else?
The thing is, I would feel the 2-0, but I feel the 1-1 more, because then it's just telling us that these teams are equal, so that they're both strong, and that would also set a statement.
That would be a good rivalry as well for the playoffs, I suppose.
Exactly.
And I mean, I have to be real here, guys. We got Sanix on my team. Like, we've been teammates for so long. Of course, I'm gonna believe in Sanix. Like, Sanix is my boy. Kim Jensen is my boy. They're all my boys. That's why I'm gonna say 2-0 to Eternal Blizzard this upcoming weekend. I do believe that EB will absolutely stomp Gucci in. As a member of Gucci, it hurts to stay. But we start from the bottom, and Gucci, they didn't start off too hot last split. I believe Gucci will repeat that and then just work the way up to rank 1, back again. But this weekend I'm holding Eternal Blizzard 2-0, and that's it for the matchup of the week, guys. Do you guys feel like we should cover any other games? I see the chat is spamming me about Dangerous Game. Do you guys even know what Team Dangerous Game is?
Of course, they got Lurgs, bro. They got Lurgs. They also have Terraforming in mid. The Dangerous Game or Gotham.
So, I've been looking at that ELO average calculator, And if my math is correct, they are one of the top teams in that said calculator. They have one of the highest average.
I think they are
And that
the highest. I'm not.
they might have the
Yeah.
highest. I will take a check, but I think evacuates is also up there, and that's why I want to go.
With 0.4 down to them. They're
Yes, so
higher.
they have
They just
two.
gave me 0.2 off.
Yeah, they have 0.2 off, and that's with that. I want to go into the next segment of this show, and it's called, kind of taken from another show, Fraud Alert. And I'm gonna list 3 teams here, guys. What I want you to do is, based on a scale 1 to 10, how fraudulent is this team? So
Fraudulent.
I've kind of already showed it with the pre-talk, but dangerous game, guys. The highest average team in the entire league. Is this team real, or are they just frauds? Lina, what do you say?
I call them frauds.
Oh, no.
Straight up frauds? They're faking a fraud! They're faking a fraud. You heard it first from the...
On a scale of 1 to 10, Lina, how fraudulent are we talking? Are we talking like
10.
kind of frauds in 5, or like hella frauds at 10?
I mean, that's
Let's
not
give
like
them
a
a
10.
6. My stomach tells me 6.
Okay, so like, do you still expect them to make playoffs?
Yeah.
Do you expect them to go through one round of playoffs?
1, but not more.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of fraudulent for the team with the highest rating. God of Hacks, bring me the real deal. How fraudulent is Dangerous Game? 1 to 10.
Game. I mean, I think I've seen the OPGGs of that team, and if I recall, like Shy City is pretty good, but I also recall him only playing Ornn. I don't know if that's real or not. I only had Ornn on his account, if I remember, which is a bit fraudulent, I will say, for a top laner. And Oppressionist lane swapping from ADC to mid, which can be a bit fraudulent. So I'm gonna give him a 5 on the fraudulent scale. I think they will definitely make playoffs though, for sure. I don't know if they'll get out of the first round of playoffs. That is really hard to predict. I'll say no for now, since I haven't seen anything.
Okay, guys, it's only me left. I have to go. My boy Lurks. They got Oppression. I believe he will rename to something that rhymes with Oppression. After playing with Lurks for a couple of weeks, and I believe this is the biggest fraud team in the league. I believe this is a 10 out of 10 fraud. They will barely make playoffs, that's my guess. They will make it because it's 24 teams. There's only 8 teams that miss playoffs. And knowing SLE history, probably will be down 2 teams after 2 weeks due to maybe a bit of drama. And I think on that basis, they will get around 16 to 14. Do I think that's good with the highest ELO average? No, these guys are fraud. Dangerous Game, they are not rated by Rain D. That's all I can say. And with that, guys, I want to go to the next team. The next highest on the list is none other than Vacuum Raid's Sanctuary, that finished 2nd place this last split and they currently are 0.6 points under the limit. And I want to know, is this team the real deal? Are they frauds? This time, God of Hacks, you start me off. Do you think Vacuum Raids, are they still a top 2 team, or what are your expectations? Are they frauds?
I think this team is legit for sure. I mean, I would say like I think 2 on the scale. I think there are certain weaknesses of the team, but like they are not frauds for sure. They are legit. They will make top 8, I think, unless something dramatic happens. I don't know what that would be, but yeah, I don't know. I think they're still solid. I think they execute their game plan really well. I don't know if the meta shift. I don't think the meta shift is going to hurt them. That has happened from like old patch to preseason. No, I think they're legit. I'm gonna give them like a 2. Like they are legit.
Okay, Lina, you've been on Vacuum Raids before.
Yeah.
Are they frauds this split? Where's just overperforming last split and this time it's back to the dumpster? Or where's your take on Vacuum Raids?
I believe in them. They're not frauds, so much I can tell. I would say sometimes they're trolls, because everyone trolls sometimes. But still, they get like a 1.5.
1.5. So we have 2 takes here. Vacuum Raids, are they gonna be? It kind of sounds like they're almost gonna be able to repeat history and go to maybe a top 4, top 2 finish.
Yeah, I hope so. Like otherwise, I would be really, really disappointed. I'm honest with you.
I mean, I watched the game versus Vitage and Diamond. That was not the best game I've seen. Not gonna lie, but
I did not watch it.
I want to say
Yeah,
drama,
yeah.
I want to start drama, I want to get people to flame me, but like Vacuum rates, I still gotta give like fraud alert. My expectation for Vacuum rates is around top 5, so yes, I don't think they're frauds. I think they're gonna be up there in the top, maybe not win, but yeah, I would definitely say Vacuum rates is definitely not a fraudulent team.
What do you give them on the fraud scale?
I give
On the
them a
scale of
solid
10?
3 because I still want to
Oh,
give the
3.
highest number here. So finally, guys, I want to lift the team with the third highest ELO average.
Which team is that?
And that, if my math is correctly, which it has a tendency of not being, is Vite Gem Pearl with the roster of Ant, Dutch, Trululu, LMR, and Kolaski. And are these guys frauds, or do you guys think this will also be a top team?
Oh man, I gotta think a little bit about this one.
Okay,
Well,
Lina, do you want to start?
frauds.
What's your feeling?
Okay, the thing is, these are like names that you know. You've heard of everyone in SLE. Every one of them played in SLE. So I hope they're not frauds. But the mid laner plays KARTHUS mid. What should I say? Like,
Trululu is a fraud.
So how much
Yeah.
how much of a fraud is it to play Cortes mid?
Would you play KARTHUS mid?
Me?
Yeah.
No, why not? It's buzzing, no? No, I would not play Cortes mid. I'm just memeing you, right? Okay, so on the scale of 1 to 10, how fraudulent are they because of the Cortes mid?
I would give them a 5.
A 5. So you don't think they are a top 4 team?
I mean, they are probably, but like the KARTHUS thing really hit my heart. So.
Okay. Heard it live here on stream.
Well, they
Lina is
Karthus
not a
mid.
fan of Karthus mid lane.
It's just so boring to play against that shit.
I can say, as someone that knows Trululu, you're gonna love some of his picks that are all kind of the same thing.
I mean, he's called Trolulu after all. I mean, I don't know what we expected. The man is Trolulu.
I mean, I also saw Malzahar in the profile. I saw Smolder and Kassadin. This is all disgusting,
I mean,
Like, as a
Malzahar is
mid
very
laner,
weak.
I would not like him.
Malzahar is extremely weak, actually. I never mid to play Malzahar. Oh man, that is some weak shit, actually.
Okay, Hacks, what do you
Most
think?
probably.
Is the Karthus mid enough for you to put them as frauds, or
I mean,
do you think Vitagen Pearl is legit?
they have lost their extremely solid bot lane, which typically is weak side, while the rest of the people got advantages. So I'm actually gonna give him a 7 on the fraud scale. I think, depending on, I don't know Elamar Kolaski, so I don't know, but I don't believe there will be a lot of players who can weak side as well as Yomi and Yesaya. So I'm willing to give them a 7 on the fraud scale. I think losing Yomi and Yesaya will be a big hit.
Oh, we have a 7 on the fraud scale. We're pretty much saying this is not a top 4 team in God of Hacks. God of Hacks words, and I'm a bit torn about this Vitagen Pearl team. Like, there's so much I love, but it's also like Vitagen. There's so much about Vitagen. Like, I just feel like this is a team that when they're on their game, they can beat anyone. But I'm really scared that this team will cook a bit too much because they have some top level chefs on this team, and
Is Trolulu also a chef? Some
Trululu
insider
is
info?
probably the biggest chef in the entire SLE.
If he's the biggest chef, put him with Ant.
Yeah, exactly. I think we have something that could be a recipe for a disaster and a recipe for success.
I mean, if they cook correctly, there is a new meta. Like in the devil's advocate angle, it is a new meta. If they cook before anyone else figures it out, on the 1 out of 10 chance, I mean, they will get it, right?
I'll put them as a 5. I think are a bit fraudulent. I'm not as hyped on them, but I know if this team gets this together, I would be scared for Vitagen Pearl. I would be. They have very good individual players. I think it's just more, can they get together? I'm not really sure that yet, but with
That's
that
the
in
thing,
mind,
right? For me, I agree. Like the dynamic will change a lot having a new bot lane, and I think their bot lane was a core dynamic last year.
yes.
That is why I think they are a 7.
And that is a downgrade. LMR and Kolaski, they are good, but Yomi and Jesse were so good at doing exactly what they did with the weak side, and it's gonna be interesting, definitely, to see Vitagen Pearl this split, because I believe One thing, they will have banging games at least. Like, don't think this will be a boring team to watch, except if your name is Lina. Then you will probably not enjoy them when Trolulu whips out KARTHUS in Game 5 of his league finals.
Yeah, I mean, we
Lord,
will see
please.
Briar top, we will see KARTHUS mid, like,
Oh
what
lord.
should I say?
Sawaka top with KARTHUS. You take the counter to KARTHUS, the Sirocco. God damn.
So,
Got some angles.
with that in mind, guys, we are now done with the fraudulent alert. We're going to jump into our next segment, Jump Scare Beware. And that segment is none other than hot takes of the week. And this segment basically comes down to me and Hax are gonna ask our guest Lina some hot takes, and she is gonna say whether they are correct or they are just straight up not correct. Okay? So Hax, do you want to start? Can you give us the first hot take of this week?
Hot take. The hot take I had was I will want you to choose which Wittegen team is the best. One of the two. I want you to choose one of them.
You want me to choose? I would choose the diamond one. First, the color.
Is it calling you to KARTHUS mid?
Second, no KARTHUS mid. Second point two, their mid laner is called Wobblebonk. Like, how can you not love this guy?
I heard that
That is
Wobblebonk is a
amazing.
KARTHUS main at heart.
What? Let me check.
Okay, we're going into OpenGD.
OpenGG check. Can anyone in chat confirm? Does Wobblebonk play KARTHUS mid? Yes or no?
Most played champion, 21 games, Oriana. We love that guy. It's
Okay, Wobblebonk. So, Whited and
Yes,
Diamond
bad.
is the best.
Second
Lina?
is Victor also proved, yeah.
I'll give you another hot take. The Elrat's Vacuum rates is better than Lina's Vacuum rates from last split. I don't remember which one was X or Y.
My team got disbanded.
Yes, but I do. Were you better?
I think before they got Elrat, that my team was like player-wise better, but I think they're more well coordinated, and my team had huge problems. So I would say they are the better team, especially with that lineup.
Okay.
They got good players.
Interesting, humble answer. Hax, do you have another take for Lina to answer?
We didn't. I know we weren't doing this time, but Sench in chat had a hot take. So I think I will just take that since I like to include chat in these things. But that is, Shiu will 1v9 versus Jonathan Isaac's team. True or false?
No one knows who Shai is.
Okay, so Shiu is
He is
the
from the
top
Peach
laner of
one,
Peach
yes.
Fish Roof, and Jonathan is on Wittegen Diamond.
Yeah, Shai
I
is
was
our
confused.
old coach from Blazing Pandas.
Okay, I would.
And they are the matchup for this week as well. So it's Peach Fish Roof versus Wittegen Diamond. So it's relevant for this week as well.
Now I would say this is not a hot take. This is not true, but still we have to appreciate the logo from the Peach team.
Yeah, so Sench, you straight up shut down in chat again, thankfully. Good that someone put Sench on his place with bad takes. And finally, based on, I'm just gonna steal Hack's last hot take here. Thank you, Mr. Hack. A couple of weeks ago, there was this discussion about dashes in League of Legends. So I want your opinion about, does Ornn have 2 dashes or 1?
Wait. Do you think I ever played Ornn?
But does he have 2 dashes?
Yes.
Or 1?
I mean, you can discuss. He has like the bonk one, and he's also ulting, and there he's like also bonking his head. So maybe this could count, but I would say no. Like Ornn is not a dashing champion. What is wrong with you?
So how many bonks does he have, and how many dashes does he have?
Like he has 1, 2.
2
3?
dashes? 2 dashes?
No, wait. He got like the bonk together. He got the bonk against the wall. Then he got the pillar, and he got the bonk ult. So he got 3 bonks.
3
So 3
bonks.
dashes. Does that mean 3 dashes?
This was
1
not the
dash.
answer I was expecting. 3 dashes.
3 bonks? 3 bonks.
Okay, God of Axe, what do you
1
think?
dash. And then he got 1 like a bit longer bonk, which is the ult.
I mean, Ornn has long hands. 3 bonks sounds about right to
No,
me.
he got 4 bonks.
He got
No,
4
the
bonks.
ult- No, the ult is not a bonk. The ult is the second the bonk. Okay, he got 2.5 if he misses ult.
2.5 if he misses ult, confirmed.
Yes. Okay, guys, so with that in mind, the hot takes of the week has been consumed. We will now be going over to the moment we all have been waiting for. The moment Linus has been wishing we would come up before he made his own. We're gonna go to our segment, Top of the Swamp. And how this segment works is that me and Hax have together put out each our own power rankings of the top 8 teams in SLE based on what we believe this week. And this is a segment we intend to run every single week or every second week, depending on how often we do this podcast. And this is just to hope that maybe Linus gets a little bit less slack, because these power rankings are gonna be even worse.
And keep in mind the power rankings this week, since no games have been played, they're all like predictions, right? And then as the weeks go on, right, there will be more data included, so to say. But right now, they just our current predictions, what we think about the players, the teams. So this week is a little bit special, but this will be, yeah.
And disclaimer, since Hax is boring, he has decided to exclude the Eternal Blizzard from this tier list, because he's scared of getting flame when he's putting them at 8th place.
No, they are the number one. They are the number one. So I exclude them because it will not be interesting if I put EB at number 1 every time.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
So with that in mind, we are gonna start with the honorable mention of this week, and it is gonna be none other than Solaris Ares for Hax and Solaris Ares for
You also have Solaris.
Freakman, yes. So Hax, walk me through. Why do you have Solaris Ares as a honorable mention?
So they started off the split, if I recall. They had I think a Nuno to P as a jungler, and then they had like a bit of a rough start like in the beginning. But they had overall pretty good, like solid players in the position. They were not like outstanding like Ian, right? But they had pretty good players. And then they changed their jungler. I feel like that team really grew on me, at least. And they're staying, as far as I'm aware, with mostly the same lineup or exactly the same lineup. I'm not sure because of name changes anymore. I'm like
I'm pretty sure it's the same lineup, yes.
I think it's the exact same lineup. And having played together for a longer time, if they can continue their growth, I think they can grow to be a top 8 team. I just have to see it first. That's why I put them as an honorable mention.
Okay, Lina, what's your take? Do you believe that Solaris Ares is a honorable mention for a top 8 team? Do you think they can maybe sneak in there in the end?
Would be nice, right?
I mean, yes, I believe that, because they almost beat us last playoffs in first round. So this is just my respect. Like, well played in that series, guys. You deserve it. And now we're gonna jump into the actual power rankings. We are going to start off, if I find the correct button, and we're jumping to the 8th place, and that's gonna be none others than the Grubbers and Chakabantu. Okay,
Hax. Chakabantu as an 8?
Hax. Tell me, what's your mind going through on the Grubbers? Why are they a top 8 team?
The Grubbers are like the spiritual successors for me, for the greasy Grubers, right? And we made top 8, I think. I don't remember anymore. So I believe in the Grubbers to make it. They will be the follow-up people of the. They will be number 1 on power ranking week 2 for sure.
Okay, I have Chakabantu because I heard that the team I was gonna put at 8th place, which was Solaris Ares, got stomped by Black Flag Sailors, and I have Black Flag Sailors at 16th, so I felt that I couldn't put them at top 8. Lina, do you believe, maybe these teams are a bit hard to comment, we've never seen them, but do you believe Black Flag Sailors is a top 8 team right now?
The thing is, I don't believe. Sorry, Linus, but then, yeah, what should I say?
Well, I think that's gonna go right along with this. Lina speaks, she's in trouble, yes. With that, we're gonna jump into the 7th spot, and here we have Assassin's Creed from me and God of Axe.
DG.
You just called them frauds, if I don't remember correctly.
I don't care if they're frauds. I believe in them. There's a difference between being realistic and having faith. I believe in my frauds. They are my frauds, okay? They are my frauds.
Okay. So I put Assassin's Creed. Okay, I gotta be straight here, Lina. Do you think I'm wrong when I say this is the worst SLE name of all time?
I mean, it's pretty long. And they could be, you know, in trouble for the name. Because of that, they probably added the end, but, you know.
Do you believe it's a good name?
I mean, my team is called Wrecky Rares. What do you even want from me?
Ah, but it's better than Assassins and Greed. Maybe I'm a bit too harsh.
They don't even play Assassins. That's the problem, you know?
Yeah,
They have
true.
to, like...
Don't they have
Huh?
Trouble Bubble in the mid lane? Isn't that a Zoe player?
Yes.
Yeah, but he's kind of getting forced in other stuff. I heard.
Yeah.
He's complaining.
Kugama asking why does Ezio has an AK-47. I have no idea. I don't think any one of us know at this point. The reason I have Assassins and Greed at 7th place, I mean, they have some interest in play. I think Trouble Bubble was really good last split. To be fair, I don't really know many of the other people, but Lina, you're from the Sanctuary. Do you think we
You
can
don't
expect
know them.
greatness from Assassins and Greed?
The thing is, they got Maybe in the jungle, which was Black Manta jungler, and he's nice. So I have hope. Also, they got Trouble Bubble. He's a real cutie. And they got Delph, which was a Vecchi Rave support once on support, and I think this guy has really improved.
Yeah, wasn't
So-
Delph the guy you benched for Elrat so you could win the split?
That's not exactly what happened.
Okay,
But
okay,
yeah.
I'm just asking. Okay, so Assassins and Greed, maybe I'm correct, I hope so. With that, we're gonna jump into the 6th place of the power ranking. Huh?
Snake!
Ooh!
Don't snap on the snake! Snake Pack is back again. The same roster for what? The 74th split in a row? I mean, regular season Snake Pack has a tendency of hitting a bit differently. They had a tough year last year, gotta say. I think they ended almost 16th place or something and got knocked out the first round to Vitagen. But I believe in this team. I believe they can come up and return. And I believe Bearded Monkey is a very good coach that can help that team reach the next level. Why, Hacks? Why is Snake Pack number 6 for you?
They're just overall solid. Like, as you say, in regular season, they do hit differently for some reason. I have no idea why. But overall, like, they play, like, really solid. I feel like they are just fundamentally, like, okay. And then they just team fight really good, I would say. I think team fighting is their strength. And if you have good team fighting, you win a team fight, you tend to win League of Legends, in my mind. So I think if they just out team fight some of these teams, they will just win. So
that's why you lose so many solo queue games, because you can't team fight?
God bless. I can't team fight for shit, bro. I mean, I don't have a no, wait, hold up. I can't be saying that on stream.
Lina, what do you
No,
think?
but,
Is Snake Pack, or do you think they can make a return to their top 1? I think they finished first a couple of seasons ago, right?
Could be. I hope so. I feel like they're in a like worse spot than before, but maybe they can get up and fight back. Because I love Snake, you know, so I support them.
Yes, and we don't want anyone to step on this snake. So we're gonna jump into the 5th place of this week's power ranking, top of the swamp. Vacuurates and Vitagen Pearl. I mean, I did hype Vacuurates a bit, but I do believe coming into the split, I believe they are around the 5th best team of the league. I stand by that. They can have a very, very good playoffs run again. I don't think in the regular season I expect them to be top 4. That's my own take. Hacks, why do you have Vitagen Pearl as 5th?
I mean, I think you have to like pay like in these early season predictions, you have to take respect to the placings, I feel like. And they did place, I think, 4th last season. They have mostly the same players. So it's like I think it's up to them to prove that they still deserve this spot. But I feel like also if they just work out the dynamic, I feel like, and find a similar flow as last year, they will be a around top 5 team. I believe that.
Lina, are we out and biking with this prediction?
I mean, I don't know in what order, but I think they belong into top 8, both of them. So
Perfect. We're all in agreement. That doesn't happen too often in the SLE, not gonna lie. On the 4th place, Vacuurates, they make another return. The Vitagen guy looks at the other way, and we have Vitagen Diamond and Vacuurates. I believe Vitagen Diamond, just a solid team. I think they have maybe one big weakness in their top lane, but they have a very, very strong rest of the map. And if Benjamin in top lane can improve, I believe this is a team that will definitely be up there and contend.
I mean, it's very fair. And I mean, I think the meta right now is relatively skewed towards having a stronger bot lane, right? And it seems like that is their idea, right? Play very strongly for bot lane. They have like ship picks on, as they're like the star player, right? So I feel like that game plan does make sense at least right now. If the meta shifts, they might be in trouble though, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yes. So we will move on to the first top 3 of the swamp this split. The most sought out positions are the top 3 usually. On third place, I have placed. Oh no! What is
Oh no,
this?
they're knocking away! They are in disagreement!
Same but different. We have both the Vitagen teams on different spots. I mean,
they're not looking at each other anymore.
We've kind of lifted this already. I'm a bit more of a believer for Recipe of Disaster than Stability. Hacks is on the other side, Lina. If you got to pick one now, is it Vitagen Diamond? You have already answered this question. Is the KARTHUS enough to put Diamond ahead, even in this power ranking?
Diamond is put ahead.
Oh, hell yeah.
Perfect. Okay, guys. Second spot. Who will be the second spot? Gucci in, both of us.
Oh, agreement.
But who is number 1 then?
I'm wondering.
It's not much. I don't think it's too much. We need to go in depth. Like Gucci has a good roster.
Yeah, I mean it's Rusu, probably one of the best top laners. Yeah. They have a lot of people from the last split that just were performing really well in SLE.
Yeah, and with that in mind, who gets the number 1? Remember last split, the first place, that was the biggest curse of the split. Every time someone got a first place in Linus power ranking, they lost pretty much always after. Will this keep up? I don't know. For number 1 in top of the swamp, we have placed Eternal Blizzard and Shakabuntu. Okay.
Dude, I love Shakabuntu.
God of Axe, you gotta speed me through here. Shakabuntu, what is it with this team that makes you love them so much?
They are the goats, man. They also have my boy Mickey D, and say what you will, I think Mickey D hella performed in playoffs, and I think if he's grown better, he will definitely carry some of these games. I don't know the rest of the players, I don't know, but they got Mickey D. I believe.
Okay, Lina, do you believe Mickey D is enough to make Shakabuntu the best team in the league at the end of regular season at least?
Sadly, I don't believe.
Why you don't believe in the boy? Dude, I saw those games. Those
They're
games
by
were crazy.
the boys, I'm sorry.
I mean,
believe in them.
I put Eternal Blizzard. I've been watching some of their games. I've seen the gameplay from some of the teams. I believe right now, at this current state, they are the best team. Do I know if they will be that at the end of the split? No clue. But I'm super excited to see these teams, and I'm super excited to get flamed in my DMs. Though I think we made pretty safe bets this time, except for this random Shakabantu. And with that in mind, we have finished the first top of the swamp of the season. And yes, guys, the first podcast is coming to an end. I just want to say thank you everyone for listening. It's been a blessing to do this. Very funny. And if you have suggestions, just DM me or Hacks personally. And we will listen to them and try and make this podcast as good as possible, because we're making this to get more content in the SLE. Mostly because I was flaming the content side, so I kind of have to step up my own game, you know. And we have some good ideas for the future that we will save for another date. Lina, what are you gonna be doing up until the SLE season starts?
What I'm gonna be doing? In what sense?
To prepare.
To prepare. Oh, I already prepared. I did so much. I did lots of copy and paste, and now my fingers are wound, and I had enough. So I just gotta chill and relax and wait for the show.
Yes.
It's a sauna angle. It's a sauna angle for Lina. Preparing, resting up.
Absolutely.
To be the goated mid.
God of Hacks.
I really felt like playing Lux, I tell you.
God of Hacks, what will you be up to until the season start?
I am existing in solo queue and solo queue only. That is where I live and spend my days. That is how I prepare. More on another side, I guess, for up to the weekend, I probably will be taking some time off from league, and I will probably be just chilling as well. For the weekend, at least.
Perfect, guys. So big reminder, SLE starts on this Saturday. I can't say the exact times yet, but I think it's somewhere between 7 and 8. We will be having live SLE streams, and most importantly, I will announce that Shrekman will be co-streaming some SLE games every single week of this season. We haven't decided exactly which matchup we are going to do, but if you guys have suggestions, just feel free to shoot me a DM, and we're really looking forward to this SLE split, and I really hope you guys will join me for the co-stream so I can take some viewers from Pepar. With that in mind, guys, it's been very fun, and thank you all for diving into the swamp with us.
Thank you, Lina, for coming here and spending some time with us. It was really nice for you to come to the podcast. And if you want to be on the podcast, you can also type us if you're interested in being in here and having opinions and telling us we're wrong.
Nice, I liked it. It was a pleasure.
Perfect. Shrekman, Hacks, and Lina, we're out.